All right. Good morning, everyone. I hope you're here to join us for Ask Me Anything. Today we have Haleh Cochran.
Hi.
So I know that we just launched this for the first time. This is our very first session. I'm excited to have Haleh here to talk to us about the board. So Haleh, I have a few questions for you. And I see Christina and Curtis has
Yay.
joined us. Janeshka, I hope I pronounced that right. Thank you for joining us today. So I have a few questions to start, but if y'all have questions, feel free to write them in the comments and we will have Haleh answer them. Remember, you can ask about anything. Haleh is specifically here to talk about the board, but if you feel like asking her what her favorite color is, that is also totally okay. Okay.
I may or may not have all the answers for things about myself either. So, but I will try my best and hope to be helpful. And even after the AMA, you can always reach out if you have more questions or I can help support you in any way.
Yeah. And good morning, Foxy. Thank you for joining us. All right. So, what is something that you've learned from serving on the board?
I've learned a lot of things from serving on the board. I think boards, at least for me, boards have always seemed intimidating, like something that I wouldn't really be able to ever figure out, especially in the agencies that I've worked for or had experience with. The board always just seemed like this high level, unable to infiltrate kind of thing where we talk about lots of business things that I don't understand. But after joining, and I think also being able to see the supportive people on the board, I've a lot about policy governance and how boards work, what they are supposed to be involved in and not supposed to be involved in. What I appreciate about the TAASA board is we try to stay out of the day-to-day things, and we don't tell TAASA necessarily how to do things. We kind of provide more of that larger oversight, which has been a great way to balance and membership's voices and our oversight with keeping true to what y'all do and trusting that you know what to do and you'll use membership voices to do that. But I've learned a lot, and I think I've learned that it's not as intimidating as it seems like it's going to be. And even if there's things that you don't know at first, or at least for me, things that I didn't know at first, over time it starts to make sense. It's almost like learning a new language a little bit. So yeah, it's been good. It's very, very informative.
All right. And why did you originally decide to run for a position on the board?
So when I first found out about running for the board, I was at the Turning Point, which is the Rape Crisis Center for Collin County. I think at that time I was a volunteer manager / Saints Art coordinator / advocacy manager, and I'm sure people can relate to the / titles. And I really wanted a way to kind of get involved on a bigger level outside of what I was doing in direct services and at the agency. And I had met people from TAASA before, I'd talked to board members before, and it seemed like a great way to kind of get experience on a different level, especially if maybe you want to be involved in leadership in some capacity one day. And so when the position came up, I thought, why not? Let's give it a try, see what happens. And it's been really great to just get involved with other board members and gain that experience, plus be able to connect with so many members and figure out some of the same things that we're all seeing and dealing with. And it's been nice to be able to kind of help, gather all of that and connect with people on that level. And so I answered like 5 questions in one, but, hopefully I answered the question you want, or that was helpful for anybody.
Oh, no worries. All right, so we're going to mix it up for a moment. So if the board had a theme song, what would be the theme song for the board?
Okay. One thing I'll say, y'all, is one of the board principles is we speak kind of with one voice. So I just as a disclaimer want to say that I don't know if the whole board approves of this song, but I think
we got some board members in the chat, so if you guys if you guys disagree and have some different ideas of theme songs.
Smith on there. So I don't know if y'all are familiar with AHA's Take On Me.
I think you're going to have to give us a little demonstration. What is that?
Okay, so so it's all the piano part always starts with like do 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 do. You know, I'm sure you know the Take On Me. So
take on me,
take me. So I'm not gonna karaoke. I'm not good but the reason I'd say that is because like that tempo, I think, makes me think of, you know, in board meetings especially, we meet 4 times a year, and you got a lot to get done in that time. So there's kind of like that up tempo, and but then in between board meetings, you got, you know, like I think there's a verse that's like you come and go quickly or something like that.
So what I'm hearing is the board is very busy and on the constant.
Sure, yes, it can be, but it's also really enjoyable and upbeat, and there's lots going on. But we can take it on. Like we got this, because that's the power of a group. So
nice.
Hopefully that makes sense.
So Haleh doesn't know about this question. I'll make it easy. It's fine. So Haleh makes some willows. They are weighted pillows. That should have prompted you. I was going to ask you probably something about it. And on her willow, there's a decoration of donuts. So I'm just curious, what is your favorite donut?
Ooh, I love the chocolate sprinkle donut.
The chocolate sprinkle donut.
Mm-hmm. I also do love the blueberry cake donut, but it depends.
That's my favorite.
Depends on the mood. Sometimes I just like the happiness that, you know, the chocolate sprinkle donut provides. So it just depends on the mood I'm in.
I might just be hungry this morning, you guys. I'm sorry.
You might be making y'all
hungry. So are there any questions from folks in the audience? You can ask in the comments. Oh, thank you for joining us, Caitlin. Y'all?
About the board, about, I don't know.
I was going to say it can be about the board. It could be about Haleh. Anyone? If not, I'm going to give Haleh some time to talk about the open board positions. You may have seen in the email today or on the post on the Facebook page, there are currently open positions coming up for 2020 on the board. So right now they are collecting nominations. If you or you know someone who you think would be great to serve on the board, please submit. Haleh, take it away.
So we have, yes, the nominations end on Monday, so you can nominate yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people nominate themselves. I know that's something that we've been asked before, but absolutely, you know, if that's something you're interested in. Right now we have a lot of region representative positions open, or opening for, that's what we're going to be voting on. So region A, C, D, and E. So the biggest part of that role is, I mean, it's a super important role, is really connecting with your region, holding quarterly region meetings that we can get, you know, a lot of times people like to incorporate a training on, but truly purposes so that we as a board can connect with membership. We like to document what trends are going on, what things do you need support on, what do you want to see in the future, those kinds of things. And so as a region rep, that's kind of a big part of your role, is to reach out to membership and get that feedback so that you can bring it back to board meetings. The other position that's open is an at-large position. And it doesn't mean like you're wanted at large as a criminal or anything like that. That's what always comes to my head when I hear at large. But anyway, but what it means is you don't have to be associated with any particular region. It's just, it may be, you know, that you're an at-large member that has a lot of experience in law enforcement or with universities, or you could be an advocate. It really doesn't matter, as long as you recognize you represent all membership at large, whether they're in your region or not. You're there to help connect with members throughout the state and provide that feedback and that lens at board meetings, so we can incorporate different things as we're discussing kind of next steps or trends and things like that. So it's great if you have experience in the field. You don't, I mean, we're looking for people who want to be involved and have time to make a commitment, because we are a working board, but I can tell you I do a ton of different things, and, you know, I'm able to find time for it, and we're pretty good at working together to make sure board members are supported. So definitely, if you have more questions about those positions, let us know, but put in for nominations if you know anybody.
So I'm going to jump back to questions. Caitlin, I see you had a question. You asked, what's something you're looking forward to working on with the board?
What's something I'm looking forward to? Resolutions are one of my favorite parts of being on the board, and we have some resolutions that are going to be expiring soon, and we're going to be working on gathering new resolutions that help set the direction for TAASA, help set the direction for future legislative changes. And that's a huge part where membership, whether you're on the board or not, can be a part of. And I think it's a really great way to gather statements and just say, this is something we really stand for and believe in. And I think that's really just a powerful thing to have. And regardless of what agency you're a part of, being able to write a resolution and then see that all members vote for it and are seeing similar needs or stand for that same piece, I just feel like it's a great kind of another level of advocacy in the movement as a whole. And so I'm really looking forward to working on those with the board as well as with members.
And I have to say, y'all, resolutions have been so impactful. Just this past session, 4 out of the 5 things that y'all voted on as focus, they were passed. So just so y'all know, those resolutions are so important and so impactful, and your input helps us be able to do those. So yeah. Any other questions, folks? We got about 3 more minutes. Amelia, thank you for joining. Liz, hello. I see you. Good morning, Madison. Hi, Debbie. Thanks y'all for being here. If you like this, feel free to give this a like so we know.
And I mean, Caitlin, too, if there are things that you think would be helpful for the board to focus on or, try out, especially to support members, those are things we always love to hear too. So I'm not trying to turn the Ask Me Anything around on you, but I'm just throwing that out there.
Any other questions, y'all?
Thanks, Mike.
Well, y'all, we're gonna come to a close then. If there's no more questions, I'll give it 1 more minute. It might just be me doing this for 1 minute.
Encourage everyone to look up the lyrics to Take On Me or listen to it if you haven't heard the song before.
Oh yeah, that's a good call. Here, I'll even send it to y'all.
But don't overanalyze it, because I definitely didn't think fully into media literacy before I set that out. But
just for y'all's enjoyment.
Yes.
If you feel like listening to some Take On Me to take on the day.
Yes. Take on
do the Courtney slide. I can't slide. There's not enough room. I just slide into Haleh. Just go like this. It'd be just a full lean.
What is the deadline for nominations? Deadline for nominations is this coming Monday. I believe it's Monday.
Yep.
And I believe we put 5 p.m. Central. I know Courtney sent out an email today. Hold on, I'll give you
I was going to say, hold on. We'll give you the
right answer. Right answer. Hold on, email.
All right.
Yes, it is. Sorry, it is October 21st at 6 p.m. Central Time is the deadline to nominate someone. After you're nominated, what the board will do, we review all the nominations and we make sure that person who's nominated is eligible, everything like that. And if they're eligible for that board position, we will then send them a separate board application to fill out. And that has its own deadline of November 1st. But for sure, for nominating individuals to be considered for to be on the slate and send an application, that deadline is October 21st, 6 p.m. Central Time. Good question. Thanks, Christina.
All right, y'all. Then I think that is it. Final last call, for real. Going once, going twice. And we are out of time. Well, thanks y'all for joining us today. Haleh Cochran, if you have any questions, You can post in here, or you can send me an email, or you can email Haleh at...
It's hcochran at Frisco, Texas, spelled out TEXAS.gov, and it's HCOCHRAN, sorry, is how you spelled the first part of my email. So, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, y'all. Have a good rest of your day. Happy Friday.
Bye.